All right, draft review video here. I'd like to do a video because it's much quicker than me writing something. So let's just start. I'm going to start from 1.1, which is technically backwards from where we started. 1.1 is Zeke. Kept CD, Travis Kelce, Anthony Richardson. Looking through here, strong team if you only look at quarterback and receiver. Running back, I don't know if any of them are starters or will play much. Um, Ty Chandler's interesting to me just because Aaron Jones, I think he's probably going to get hurt at some point. Um, that'd be my big question mark here, though. Like, do you have a real plan at running back, or is your plan just timeshare guys? So that's kind of how I feel there. Cole, and up next, he kept A.J. Brown, Rachaad White, Kenneth Walker. So strong at running back. Running back, really strong team across those first five. I mean, look at those receivers. You've got, A.J. Brown probably finished as a wide receiver 1. Olave finished as a high-end wide receiver 2 in a 14-team league. Drake London was wide receiver 37 last year, but you got to figure that gets better with a real quarterback. So strong guys there. Getting down through, you get some kind of whatever dudes with Mostert and Christian Kirk, and Herbert is interesting. Does he put up the numbers with a new coach? We'll see. But like the team, I'll give Zeke. I should probably do a letter grade here. Zeke's a B, strong at the top, and then I think it gets weak through. Cole, I'm giving him an A minus. I like this team a lot. Really like that group. Bad Dream Team, Tony here kept Brees, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Puka Nacua. Strong keeper core there, and then rounds it off with Pacheco in the first round here. So, good big four. I don't love Pacheco personally, but I get why. And then I really like number 5 with getting Kincaid. I think Kincaid is probably the number 1 pass catcher in the new Bills offense with Diggs gone and Gabe Davis gone, so I really like that. Jaden Reed, Ladd McConkey, couple gambles, but could be good. Goff's interesting to pair with St. Brown, and I hope Goff sucks, but he's been pretty good from a fantasy standpoint. Rounded out nicely. I'll give this one an A minus too. Strong at the top, and Kincaid, I think, to me, pushes it over the top. B plus, A minus. Cole's maybe a little better there in my eyes. Up next, Andrew Rosacker. Looks like we got Garrett Wilson, Jonathan Taylor, Joe Mixon. Mixon's got to be getting old, right? So I don't love that in that spot, but that's okay. Garrett Wilson, this is the second year in a row he's supposed to be really breaking out with Aaron Rodgers. We'll see how that works. Don't love Debo, and I'm not a Josh Jacobs fan either, but, 2 dudes who can definitely put up some numbers for you. So strong top 5. Jordan Love, we'll see. I like Rome, but I don't like Hopkins. Getting down through, good backup option with Trevor Lawrence. Nothing sticks out a ton. This is a B for me. It's fine. Bar Bottom Feeder Steve here. Kept Purdy, Jordan Addison, George Pickens. Interesting group of keepers. Not good, not bad. Purdy's probably like a 8th or 9th round pick. Jordan Addison probably somewhere in that 3-4, but he's hurt a little bit, so we'll see if he plays week 1. Pickens is the value there with Russell Wilson. I don't know. Maybe he's quarterback proof. We'll see. Really like getting Neighbors first round. I think that's a great pick. Rashee Rice, we'll see. They're trying to get some more options down there. I don't like the Brock Bowers pick at all. I just think it's kind of crowded where he's at, and I don't know if they have a quarterback that's going to be prepared to make use of him. And running backs, definitely like Chase Brown more than Najee Harris. And then kind of rolling down through, Hawkinson's interesting, but you don't get him till probably week 6 or 7. Tyrone Tracy's interesting. We'll go B here. I haven't found anybody I want to roast yet, but we'll go B. I think there were a lot of interesting pieces, but a little bit of questions around those keepers and a few things here and there. Angelo kept Jalen Hurts, Rashid Shaheed, and Zay Flowers. Two of those three are good. One of them I don't quite understand. Um, Went with Derrick Henry to open up, followed by Zamir White. So heavy running backs. Is Derrick Henry good in Baltimore? How old is he now? I'm going to click in here. Derrick Henry's 30. I know they think they're going to run the ball. That's an old running back right there. So we'll see. But, you got Tyjae Spears down there in Tennessee, who I really like. I think he was good last year and will probably be the main guy there for me this year. Trey Benson's interesting in Arizona. I don't know why you picked Will Levis. Like, that doesn't do anything for me at all. Garendo in the last round is a good, lotto ticket, but this is a B. Like, the value, there's an awful value. There's some guys I like, but this is a B. I think we'll have a lot of Bs, but this is a B. Pretty even draft across the board in my eyes. So Jordan up next. He kept Kittle, Keenan Allen, and Javonte Williams. The Javonte Williams keeper is interesting. Is he the starter? Is he going to play? Is it just going to be a huge timeshare? We'll see. And then he opened up with ETN. And then Kamara. I don't know. This team is weak at receiver. I don't love Kamara, especially when you got DJ Moore sitting there right after that. But you probably don't want the DJ Moore, Keenan Allen group. I get that. But there's just some better dudes than Alvin Kamara, in my opinion. Xavier Worthy, it's a good gamble, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's a good gamble, but if that's your, second starting receiver, I think you feel okay about it. But is Keenan Allen the number one in Chicago? Definitely not. Is he the number two? Probably. Could he be the three? Maybe. So, some questions there. They're obviously Keenan Allen playing with a different quarterback than he's played with for a while. Dak's a solid pick. You got potential starters at running backs at a lot of spots, but just don't love the wide receivers here. I'm at a B, maybe B minus. Then you pick Bo Nix. Jesus, God. Bijan Robinson. We got Andrew Montgomery up next. Bijan Robinson, Hollywood Brown, Devontae Smith. I forgot Hollywood Brown was in Kansas City. Interesting. I like Bijan as the keeper. They should be smarter there. Kirk's pretty good at dumping the ball down. Devontae Smith, I'm a fan. I like him a lot. So interesting keepers there. Hollywood Brown. Like, who is the receiver in Kansas City? Is it Rashee Rice? Is it Worthy? Is it Hollywood Brown? I don't know. I think some of them are hurt. I think Hollywood Brown's hurt still, so we'll see. And then you picked Saquon Barkley. The dude's not good. So maybe Philly will be a thing for him and he'll get in that offense, but they lost Jason Kelce. Saquon Barkley's not that good, in my opinion, and I really think there's a lot of people that would agree. So I don't like this team. DJ Moore, interesting. They paid him the most expensive money for a Bears player or Bears receiver ever or something, so they should throw him the ball. So we'll see. Probably a good year for him. Ramondre Stevenson, any Patriots offensive player, just feels yuck to me. That's scary. Jake Ferguson is good. Dallas tight ends usually play well. Dak likes the tight ends. Caleb Williams, I think that's a fun gamble here. As a Vikings fan, you got to hope he sucks, but we'll see. And then, Curtis Samuel, flyer is interesting to me. B minus. Saquon Barkley sucks. All right, let's get going here. And I got to move my stuff around a little bit. So Jacob Knowlton up next. He kept Tyreek Hill, Mark Andrews, Kyler Murray. Kyler's good. Tyreek Hill, obviously. And then I said this when we were on the video chat during the draft. I think Mark Andrews probably gets hurt again. He's been getting hurt for a while. So we'll see. Hope he doesn't, but we'll see. And then into Devontae Adams, DeAndre Swift, David Montgomery. So to me, Devontae Adams, interesting. How old is he now? Devontae Adams is 31, and he's playing with Gardner Minshew. Michael Pittman had a decent year with Gardner Minshew. But has Devontae Adams still got it at 31? Probably. But does he still have it at, this pick point? I don't know. That's a question for me. DeAndre Swift, solid but not great. I like David Montgomery probably a little more. I have Keon Coleman in a few different leagues. I think that's interesting. Some of the things out of camp aren't great, but we'll see. And then kind of rolling down through, not a lot to talk about through the mid late stuff. Jalen Wright, interesting as a potential lotto ticket. You drafted Alexander Madison, who is garbage. Nice guy, garbage running back. So this is a B. Did I roast him? I gave Andrew Montgomery a B minus. I gave him a lot of Bs. Gave Cole and Tony A's. I think that's about where I'm at. And then myself. What am I going to give myself here? All right, I kept Lamar, Christian Watson, gross, and Brandon Ayuk. Not the best, not the worst. Opened up with Gibbs. I like that, I think. Maybe he gets a little more consistent touches over David Montgomery. Got to hope he stays healthy, obviously. But, I think that's a top 10 running back if all goes well, which you can say that about a few different people, but good player. Then into Kyle Pitts. Wasn't planning on doing this, but kind of the way everything fell, and I didn't get Kincaid. Pitts was there. Didn't like a lot of the guys after him, so playing the upside that Kirk Cousins turns him into T.J. Hawkinson, and they have a good year together. Got McLaurin, who seems to be the only option in Washington with a new quarterback. Zach Moss is a little questionable. You get some rookies in Brian Thomas and Adonai Mitchell in there. Maybe one of them hits. That'd be cool. McLaughlin down through. I like to take running backs throughout there. Got my Vikings kicker. Kicker won this year, Will Reichard. So mine's a B. It's fine. I don't think there's anybody. I don't know if I have a star. I don't know if I have a. Jahmyr Gibbs is maybe that guy, but I don't know if I have a star on the team. Lamar Jackson was good last year, but not great. QB4, but it didn't feel like QB4. Just having him week to week, so it felt a little bit peaks and valleys there for me. So I'm a B. Alex Spooner kept Trey McBride, Kyron Williams, CJ Stroud. Nice group of keepers. Just from a production standpoint, CJ Stroud's interesting. Do you have some regression there? I feel like you might, but they also loaded up his offense, so we'll see. They're clearly trying to make a run at something, but weird division too with the AFC South. Marvin Harrison Jr., interesting pick. You needed to get a receiver after not getting one in your keepers or lottos there, so interesting pick. Kyler Murray's probably going to be throwing the ball a lot, but we don't know. I haven't seen him much in the preseason. DK Metcalf, it's fine. Tank Dell, I like Tank Dell. He was good last year, but he got hurt. And then now you have Diggs. So you got Nico Collins, Tank Dell, Stephon Diggs, Dalton Schultz. There's a lot of dudes. Joe Mixon down there. A lot of guys in Houston, and they can't all score. So just it feels like a lot of mouths to feed. So Tank Dell, good value where it's at, but just concerns me a little bit. Devin Singletary, Brian Robinson, Zeke Elliott. Zeke Elliott's interesting. Does he become the starter? I don't think so. I think that's probably a Rico Dowdle thing, but maybe he gets the goal line carries and Dowdle's got to open things up for himself throughout the rest of the field, but we'll see. Singletary, if anybody watched Hard Knocks with the Giants, that was interesting. They clearly wanted to get him in there, but I think he's a pretty average back. He can probably finish running back 28, which in this league is a running back 2, so it's fine. Khalil Shakur doesn't do much for me. Feels like a boom bust. Elijah Mitchell I like just because you're getting that 49ers lotto ticket with an injury to Christian McCaffrey. So good team. Gosh, these are all really even guys across the board. That's a B. So what I do? I like Cole's. I like Tony's. Everybody else has been a B. I gave Andrew Montgomery a B minus because of Saquon. Okay. Travis, we got Justin Jefferson, Sam Laporta, James Cook. That would rival some of the best keepers. That's up there with some of the best keepers. Justin Jefferson, people are worried about the quarterback stuff in Minnesota. I don't. If anybody watched him play with Nick Mullins, Justin Jefferson will be fine. I think the Vikings will be in a lot of games with them trailing this year, which opens up the ability for him to put up quite a few fantasy points, in my opinion. Laporta was great last year. The Lions continue to be good. I don't know. We'll see. Need to get that offensive coordinator out of Detroit so they start to suck again. James Cook, interesting. But Buffalo's got to run the ball if they don't have any receivers, right? Right? I think. So I like those 3 keepers. Into Mahomes in that first round. I understand, like, shoring up quarterback and just saying, I'm good. But, could you go stack Justin Jefferson and Marvin Harrison Jr. here? I might like that better. I might like Justin Jefferson and Devontae Adams. I don't know. I don't know if I see the value. You could have got Mahomes is, I think, more of a name than a fantasy football player anymore. We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong, but it feels like it's been a few years since he's been, top tier fantasy quarterback. And as I say that, what did he finish last year? QB8. So he was QB8, and I'm just looking in sleeper for hopefully I'm assuming our league, but it shows him as QB8. So you're, getting him at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 QB8, I guess, in this world, but it feels early still to pick him. Into Aaron Jones. I mean, I'm excited he's on the Vikings, but I feel like we're going to get 10 games max out of him. So you got to have a plan there. You got Algier, who, is not a starter. Justice Hill is interesting in the last round. He seems to be starting half the time. But where's your wide receiver 2? You're saying it's Cooper? Chris Godwin? I mean, you got to have 3 wide receiver 2.5s in there, I think. But again, that top 4 is solid. But I think you got 3 wide receiver 2.5s between Amari Cooper, Chris Godwin, and Courtland Sutton. Amari Cooper was wide receiver 20 last year, I guess. It just doesn't feel like it is going to continue at age 30 and Deshaun Watson not being that great. But maybe, Chris Godwin, wide receiver 29 last year. Yeah. A lot of guys who are on that fringe, like bottom tier wide receiver 2, looking at a 14-team league. Decent. You picked a lot of Vikings or ex-Vikings here, Travis. That's always funny. Clint. Oh, Travis. The top makes it a B. It gets a little weird throughout. It's a B. Clint, Josh Allen, Mike Evans, Jalen Waddle were kept. I don't mind that group. Josh Allen. There's a cliff there for him soon, and I don't know when it is. And it might be now, because without Diggs, does he fall off a cliff a little bit from a passing standpoint, and those turnovers continue to jump up? We'll see. I don't know. Just thinking out loud there. Mike Evans finishes wide receiver 7 at age 30. Can he be wide receiver 15 at age 31? Can he be the same thing? I don't know. Still got Baker throwing him the ball, so he seems fine with that. But we're getting to that cliff, 31. I don't know. Jalen Waddle. I've never been a Waddle fan. He's wide receiver 34 last year. That feels about right. But, that's going to be your flex because you went into Jamar Chase at the first round. So, getting him to fall there was awesome. Evan Ingram in the 5th is interesting. Was good last year. Finished tight end 2. So clearly a top target for Trevor Lawrence. You look through those top 4. You got Jamar Chase as a 1, Mike Evans as a 2, Waddle as your flex, Evan Ingram at tight end. You don't need a lot of running backs. And so James Conner was a touchdown machine more than anything. He finished wide receiver or running back 18. Jaylen Warren finished running back 22. So you got, two nice running back 2s. You don't have an RB1, but you got 2 running back 2s, which is good. Deontay Johnson in the 8th was a steal, I think. There's a lot of stuff with them saying they're going to focus a lot of stuff around him. We'll see. Does Bryce Young still suck? Probably. But you got 2 Panthers in a row. That's probably one too many Panthers. I really like getting Jaden Daniels, though. I thought that was good. Brandon Cooks, I always think he's cooked. Never seems to be. Decent player. I liked Mooney. This is a B plus A minus for me, Clint. I like this team. You're strong through 5, and then you did the right stuff. There's not running backs left in the 6th round, so I think you did the right stuff there. Maybe I go David Montgomery over James Conner, but I can't argue too much with what you did. I like that. And even late, I like Daniels, Mooney. I'm A minus here. Maybe not quite as strong as Cole and Tony, but I'm firm A- here. And Alex Johnson. So opened with Joe Burrow to Cooper Kupp to Devon Achane. A-Chain? A-Chain? I can't even remember what it is now. And so then you go to Christian McCaffrey. I mean, A-Chain finished RB24. If you get a full year out of him, you get like RB5 or something like that. So you look at 2 top 10 potential running backs is strong. Cooper Kupp, he gets hurt a lot anymore, so we'll see. And then Diggs and T. Higgins. Feels like I used the wide receiver 2.5 for some stuff earlier. It feels like you got 3 wide receiver 1.5s. I don't know. Like none of them are. I think are top 15 this year. We'll see. Could be wrong. Diggs just with the target share he's going to have. T. Higgins, same thing. Good players, but they feel like a lot of wide receiver 15, not a wide receiver 5. Into Jerome Ford, Nick Chubb. Thought that was an interesting stack to keep both of them. You get a team, you get the lead back regardless here of a team that wants to pound the rock a ton and their quarterback sucks. So I get that. I like Dowdle over Zeke Elliott. Alex stays picking Tyler Lockett every year. Dalton Schultz is interesting in Houston at the tight end. I said it earlier about Houston. Just a lot of guys there now. So, he could have a good year, but not as good as he had last year just because there's more mouths to feed. He was tight end 10. I think he had some injury stuff last year too, so he's a good player, but I think he's just tough there. He stole the Vikings defense from me. Got Adam Thielen on there. He's getting old. Good team. That's a B+. I like Burrow. I think Burrow is going to put up some numbers this year. They should bounce back. The Bengals will probably be pretty good. But I'll go B+. So I did a few B+, or I think 1 or 2 B+, a handful of A-, a lot of B's. I didn't see a C, a B- or a C. I gave Andrew Montgomery a B- just because he took Saquon, but I mean, that makes sense where he's at. No, I think good draft from everybody all around. I didn't see anything dumb. Just kind of scrolling through some more stuff. Cole, Tony, Clint, top 3 teams. I don't know what order they're in. Everybody else kind of rounds it out pretty evenly. So give me Cole. Doing something new. Playoff prediction. Give me Cole, Tony, Knowlton, Alex, Clint, and me. 6 in the playoffs. Let me know what you think. Throw some comments out there. I didn't rip anybody this year, but I didn't think it was warranted. Zeke took the damn defenses too freaking early. And then Travis started the run on kickers. So, but not too bad of spots, honestly. Curious how we see rookies versus older dudes do this year. So, again, let me know what you all think, and we will talk to you later. Good luck. Have a good year. Hope everybody has fun, and hope I win. See ya.